So I'm back at the Hampton Inn and Suites by Hilton here in Edmonton West. Still a lovely, lovely hotel. I don't think I'll be doing another review video because it's just as awesome as it always was. But things have gotten a little interesting because COVID has gotten quite a bit worse in Alberta since the last time we were here in July. For one thing, you need a wristband to show that you are fully vaccinated. And so you have to be fully vaccinated in order to get the breakfast, in order to use the gym or go to the pool. However, how they verify your vaccination status is that they ask you, and that's it. You don't have to provide any documentation or anything. You don't have to show them a vaccine passport. I know Alberta is very much against vaccine passports. We have them in BC, and so I have that and screenshots of my vaccination record, so I'm not sure if that would have been sufficient, but it feels a little bit like we're in Biff Tannen's alternate 1985 from Back to the Future 2. We drive into town, and John is hungry and wants to go for dinner, so we go to Moxies, and it's closed. Not because of COVID, but because of arson. Somebody had set fire to the outside of the place, so that was very Biff Tannen 1985. And then we come here to the hotel, and they have red caution tape set up by the front area. Now, it actually has since been removed, but it was there as of an hour ago. And so they had basically, with some chairs, set up some stuff that was going across there that was blocking access to the lobby unless you came along the sidewalk here or through that part there. Went to the pool, and your room key doesn't open the pool. You have to go to the front desk and get somebody to open it for you. And that's sort of when I found out all about the wristbands. And when we first came in, we had gotten takeout because since the Moxies had been set on fire, we decided to get takeout from Pizza Hut. So we got it to go, and we went to go get cheaper drinks at McDonald's, although they weren't actually that cheap. It's not summer drink days in late September, unfortunately. And they were drive-through only. So that was interesting. So we come back here, and I tried to use my digital key with the Hilton app to open the door, and I just got error after error after error. So I have yet to make that work, unfortunately. So hopefully one day that will work. I like to check in at the front desk, generally speaking, get some information, is the pool under repair, or when's breakfast? Every property is a little bit different, and the reality doesn't always perfectly match what's on the website. I had to go and get a physical key. They didn't want to see any ID. They didn't want to do anything with my credit card. I checked in online, so I guess that makes sense, but they didn't really verify my identity at all, and I think that might have been COVID stuff, because I think they want less interaction, things being handed back and forth between people, because those are just more exposure risks, I suppose. And given how bad things are in this province, I can see why they might have that concern. So they just handed me a key, and so it wasn't until later when I tried to go to the pool that I found out about this whole wristband business, because they didn't mention it when I got my key. Went for lunch today, went to Arby's, and their dine-in area was closed. Didn't check any vaccine status or anything, but they did have a mandatory sign for masks. So yeah, it's interesting. It feels like Alberta is in early pandemic. This is like BC like a year ago. So it's interesting, but the Hilton staff are doing what they can. It was interesting when the Hilton person was letting me into the pool, they made a point of mentioning how it's not discrimination. And I was like, I didn't think it was. No one mentioned discrimination, but I guess they've been hearing some things, getting some comments from people, and so yeah, they felt the need to preemptively tell me that it's not discrimination, and that they're just trying to follow the orders and keep people safe. And I mean, I'm all for it. Keep people safe, save lives. It's weird though, when I went to the pool, very few people had the wristband, so I'm not sure necessarily if that's just because they weren't wearing it, because they said you don't have to wear it, you can just have it on you to display if asked, so maybe that's what they decided to do. It's easy to wear mine, especially when you're swimming and stuff. I don't want it floating out of my pocket, whatever, it's a wristband, who the hell cares? And so it's just easy to have it on, and I put it on myself, because they just kind of slid it across the table. But there were tons of kids, and I went down at 11 p.m. because the pool closes at midnight, so I thought, hey, 11 p.m., probably not too many kids, because it's probably past some bedtimes, you would think. And it was pretty packed with kids. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking that most of them seemed, younger than 12. So they're probably all unvaccinated, and they're all just running around and stuff. And there were very few adults, so I'm thinking that maybe unvaccinated adults weren't allowed in, but since children can't be vaccinated, the children were allowed in. So it was interesting. And so I was sitting in the hot tub. We were at a hotel last night where we discovered bed bugs, and so there's going to be a video about that. You can watch it. Very sort of interesting experience after all the travel we've done. You think we would have encountered bed bugs before, but no, this was a first. And so just with that concern having been near them, we only saw 2 in the room at the place we stayed at last night in Vernon, the Riviera Plaza. But, 2 is too many. And of course, they are pernicious little things. So we wanted to make sure that if there was a concern that maybe they had transferred over to us, to kind of like throw out any old clothes we don't really need to keep. And so I thought, hey, you know what? Heat kills bed bugs. I'm going to go hang out in the hot tub, just in case. I don't know. We didn't have any bites or anything. At least nothing's shown up so far. We haven't seen any since we left that nasty room in the Riviera Plaza, room 107, that was infested with bed bugs. One just crawling on the top of one bed and one in the corner of the mattress of another bed. So that's enough for an infestation in my definition, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I'm hanging out in the hot tub and I'm looking around and I'm thinking about all these potentially unvaccinated people and about how the medical system here can't support any more patients. They're having to airlift people out of province. And I'm like, okay, A, I need to leave, and B, I need to be very careful. So stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe.